The banks are failing, and which bank is going to be next? We're going to break it down in today's video. It's going to be a big week.
I ain't gonna give in now. I think I'll live this now. I'm gonna be, I'ma kill this stuff real quick. I'ma go take it to town, cause I gotta be that king in their ring when I'm knocking them out when I'm back with the will. Cause I am just off on the journey. You just know that I'm just going to say.
Warriors, rise. Grand Rising, good evening, warriors all over the world. I want to start out by saying to take a deep breath. Everything's going to be okay. If you've been watching my channel for over 2 years now, we've been preparing for this moment for a very, very long time. Okay. People cannot afford to not pay attention anymore. So this whole week and moving forward for just a bit, we're going to be talking a lot about this with risk of being redundant, but what you repeatedly do gets ingrained in your subconscious mind. What gets ingrained in your subconscious mind becomes an unconscious activity. I'm going to be doing some traveling on the back end of the week. Instead of not doing my videos, I'm just going to go out of pocket if that's okay with you guys, because news is coming in nonstop around the banking system. Now, I hope to provide you peace and love and understanding everything's going to be okay due to my deep banking knowledge and understanding. I worked in the banking system. This is the greatest time in human history to build wealth for your family. So if there's never been any wealth in your family, or if you're a baby boomer and you're wondering what the hell to do right now, assets are going to be extremely, extremely cheap. Okay. You need to go study the FDIC website and understand the risk of having over $250,000 in the bank. If you have under $250,000, where are you going to go? Maybe gold, silver, properties. Those are things, God's money. I don't know. I'm not a financial advisor. What I'm doing is I'm diversified in crypto, small business. I've been preparing for this moment for a long time. Leverage life insurance. Okay. I'm diversified across different sectors, waiting for these collapses so I can buy these intrinsic value companies at very low cost. At the end of this video, I'm going to show you how we can keep you calm and support you through these volatile times. Okay, so we're going to dive right into Janet Yellen is all over the news right now. So this is Janet Yellen, the Treasury Secretary. And so we're going to dive into what she's saying. This was 18 hours ago. They did say they're not going to bail out Silicon Valley Bank. There was rumors that they were going to bail them out. They are not bailing them out. But let's listen to what she said 18 hours ago. And again, we'll just keep you updated, kind of like a news station, and giving you the immediate updates of what's happening. So let's listen to this video. I'll narrate it. Then I'm going to share with you what a bail-in is and a bailout is.
I want to get straight to it because the markets will soon reopen for trading. Does the government need to intervene and take emergency measures because of SVB's failure?
Well, let me say America's economy relies on a safe and sound banking system that can provide for the credit needs of our households and businesses. So whenever a bank, especially one like Silicon Valley Bank with billions of dollars in deposits, fails, it's clearly a concern.
Okay, so let's narrate what she just said. The credit needs. We are 100% a debt-based society. 100%. Every dollar in the system is someone else's debt. When money dries up, the liquidity dries up, the lending. When your money gets pulled out of the bank, there is no money to lend, my friend. There is no real money. So they are so concerned with all the liquidity drying up. Or is this the problem reaction solution for distributed ledger technology, on-demand liquidity, moving money at the speed of light? And ironically, the FedNow services is connected to your banks now in March. Is it by chance? I don't know.
From the standpoint of depositors, many of which may be small businesses, they rely on access to their funds to be able to pay.
Again, Jerome Powell said we're coming back to a new economy leveraged towards technology, and he's worried about the middle class. There's the engine of the economy used to be small business. We are small business owners. We run a lot of money through the banks. The biggest risk is to companies like ours that have capital in the bank. If we try to keep our cash reserves low, we have very low debt. What I mean by that is we keep it in, how do I explain it? We have investments in other diversified companies. Okay. So we put our money into other companies. That doesn't really matter. We're not here talking about my portfolio, but we think this way. We're like, okay, we don't want to have tons of cash in the bank, because what happens if they shut the bank down? We can't pay our payroll. If it's over 250,000, or we have a moment, or a business has a moment where they don't have access to their cash for a week, do you know what that does to a company? It can be catastrophic to a company to not have cash flow for 78 hours to a week.
The bills that they have, and they employ tens of thousands of people across the country. We've been hearing from those depositors and other concerned people this weekend. So let me say that I've been working all weekend with our banking regulators to design appropriate policies to address this situation. I can't really provide further details at this time, but what I do want to do is emphasize that the American banking system is really safe and well capitalized. It's resilient.
Can you say whether these problems were unique to Silicon Valley Bank, or can you say whether there will be other regional bank failures?
Well, look, let me just say that we want to make sure that the troubles that exist at one bank don't create contagion to others that are sound, and a goal always of supervision and regulation is to make sure that contagion can't occur.
Okay, she said it twice. You need to pay attention to what they say. Okay. She didn't give the answer to the question. She didn't say, are other banks in trouble? She said she's worried about contagion, but she's right. Because what happens is, how a bank failure happens is liquidity sucked out. So SVP announced that they had a $2.5 billion to over $2 billion gap to fulfill. Once people heard that, like, oh crap, they sucked their liquidity out of the bank. Circle had 8% exposure. So people heard that Circle had 8% exposure. You see how this works. People at Circle went and liquidated their USDC in Circle, which depegged USDC, and the whole domino. And everybody's like, oh, Ripple has exposure. It's rumors. It's people going out there. And that's why I'm saying stay calm, guys. It's rumors that cause this stuff. And then everybody starts to run the regional banks. Well, a lot of people have access to the regional banks and credit with the regional banks, because it might be a little bit easier to get credit with the regional bank. And then the catastrophic thing starts to implode on itself.
Your counterpart in the United Kingdom has said that the government there has ruled out a bailout of the UK arm of Silicon Valley Bank. Have you also ruled out that kind of government intervention?
Well, let me be clear that during the financial crisis, there were investors and owners of systemic large banks that were bailed out, and we're certainly not looking, and the reforms that have been put in place means that we're not going to do that again, but we are concerned about depositors and are focused on trying to meet their needs.
Okay, she just told you right there. So because of the reform, so what she's talking about in 2006 going into 2008, so we had, I think it was Dodd-Frank. I apologize. I think that might be it. I might be getting it wrong. But we had the bank failure, right? So we had, was it Lehman Brothers? I'm going to miss all that. My apologies. You can comment down below. But basically, they bailed out the big banks, right? So this time they said, nope, we are not bailing out the big banks. How do I get this ad off of here? Let's try this over here. There we go. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen says U.S. Let me move this mic up here. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen says U.S. government won't bail out Silicon Valley Bank. So all the rumors are out there on Twitter, and this is why we have to go deeper, because everybody's like, oh, they're going to bail them out. So what this tells me, this is my interpretation, is that they're like, let's let them fall. Let's let everything fall, because what's on the other side of that, family? ISO is launching right now. FedNow services connected to your local bank in March, or it's not, I'm sorry, regional and big national banks and global banks in March. I know for a fact that FedNow services is going to be in the account documents in March. Okay. Is that by chance that all of a sudden the banks are starting to fail in March? I don't know. FDIC had their big bail-in meeting, their board meeting. You can watch this stuff on the website in January 2023. Is it by chance that Jay Clayton is now on the board for the FDIC. He joined in January 2022. January 2022, and a year later, he's in the bail-in meeting, his first meeting. They announced it. Welcome, Jay Clayton, to your first meeting, which is a bail-in meeting, where they're concerned. And here we are 3-4 weeks later after I made these announcements and showed you guys this. Here we are. So let's talk about what a bailout and a bail-in is, the difference, okay? This is right off the FDI website. This is all available to the public. You guys have available to this. This is off the FDI website, bailouts, bail-ins, and banking industry dynamics. If you're bored and you're a nerd like me, now why do I dive into this stuff? So I went to what's called CBA Executive Banking School. So I understand how banks actually work, the mechanics of banks. So we understand deposits, we understand loans, we understand that banks make money in 3 ways: credit income, interest income, and capital markets income. So this stuff all makes sense to me, and I understand what's happening. So when I see something happening, my logical circuit tells me where we're going. I'm not saying I Nostradamus, and it's just facts, figures, numbers, logic, and I'm obsessively studying macro and microeconomics. I don't know if it's right. It's worked for me, and it's worked in my investment strategies based on understanding what's happening globally with the climate change, the war narrative, the geopolitical narrative, and now we have a financial narrative. And I don't listen to what they say. I watch what they do, and I make my investments based on that. Okay. So a bailout is when banks receive equity injection equal to the amount of equity needed to meet that formula, right? Creditors are fully repaid. So what she just said is we are not doing a bailout. Nope. We're allowing the FDIC to do a bail-in, okay? So the feds are like, we're not injecting capital, so they're not turning the printing machine back on, okay? You got to make this very, very clear. What I'm hearing, is Janet Yellen is supporting this interest rate raise. This is my interpretation, and this inflation cool down. The middle class is getting wiped out. Middle class businesses are getting wiped out. The wealth gap is going to become massive. They're trying to take you into this utopian society, whatever you got to pay attention. Okay. So bail-in models, you're going to be on one side of the coin or the other. You're going to be on the working poor side, or you're going to be on the investment side of these new technologies. Here's the bail-in model. All uninsured debts are converted to equity. The bank is valued as new all equity banks. Creditors receive the value of the new shares. So imagine you're a person in the bank and you have over $250,000. Supposedly, the FDIC has enough money to cover the people under $250,000. From what I've heard, I don't know. We're not going to get into that. I don't have facts, figures, numbers, logic. Okay. So under $250,000, you're good. Over $250,000, your uninsured debt is converted into equity. Okay. It's kind of like you own equity in the company. I'm not saying you own equity in the company, but then we revalue the shares. They sell it off at a certain value. Another bank comes in and buys it, and hopefully you'll have a little certificate, and hopefully you'll get your money back. Okay. So that's what we have today. As we dive into this, I'm not going to go too much deep. We're going to be talking about this all week. I'll be traveling. I'll probably do it off the back end of my phone. Just give me a thumbs up down below if you're cool with that. Because I don't want to, I was going to take some time off, but I'm just going to do it off my phone because I'll just report the news and whatever it is, because I hope that I can help you stay calm. Okay. A lot of people are using this to, yeah, we have the thumbnails and whoa, because it is crazy. It's like, this is actual factual stuff that's happening. But I think the biggest thing is that you need to understand. You don't have to understand. Why do I say understand? I don't understand. I'm not under anybody. President CEO is God, and it's in my heart. So I understand deep in my heart what is happening. So in the end, all we have is love. All we have is our family. So what I would be doing, what I'm doing personally, is I'm really building a strong relationship with my family structure. Peace, freedom, and family structure. Okay. If all of this collapses and all my money disappears, I got love. I got my family. I got my community. I got my warriors. I don't need anything else. I have everything I need. Therefore, I get everything I want. And how did I learn that? It's from years and years of meditation, breathing, subconscious mind programming, goal setting, vision board creation, fitness, mindset, understanding macroeconomics. And that's what my Warrior Academy is. So in the description down below, you can join for 7 days for free in 2023. It'll help you stay calm, plug yourself into the community. We're not against anybody. We're just love, light, and positivity, getting our shit together in the craziest shift in generational wealth. You do a budgeting course in there where you go through and do your budget so you can free up capital, invest in these speculative assets at a very low price. Okay, so in the description after this video, if you're interested, 7 days for free in 2023, you can also sign up to interview with one of my team members to coach with me privately. We have 7 spots. One person backed out, so we have 7 spots left for April 3rd class. So that's a couple weeks from now. Would love to interview and see if it's a good fit for you. If not, we'll get you in the academy and we'll get you the support you need. It's time to work harder on yourself than you do anything else. So everything's a description of this video on YouTube here. Appreciate you. We love you. As we always say, Warriors, rise, get your shit together. Let's go.
System is designed to keep you trapped. 2017, I walked out of a high-paid vice president job because I was absolutely miserable. Working 16 to 19 hours a day because that's what the system taught me to do. And what I discovered through countless hours of meditation, research, reading books, understanding how the millionaires and billionaires operate, the system is designed to keep you trapped. Today, I own multiple companies. I travel all over the world. I'm financially free, and that's exactly why I created this community of like-minded warriors coming together called the 3T Warrior Academy. Now, I don't say this to brag. I'm sharing this with you to show you what's possible for you. Whether you're just starting out or you're looking to take your life to another level, we believe the Warrior Academy has something for everybody. Processes that take you step by step through discipline, consistent activities, and that's exactly what you're going to get. Our 120-day challenge, all you have to do is open up the app and take it day by day. We're going to take you through the discipline, consistent activities to take your life to the next level. Within 1 week, you're going to feel a difference. Within a month, people are going to notice a change in you. That's how powerful this 120-day challenge is. So if you're truly ready to break free from the old paradigm into a new paradigm of discipline, consistency, great relationship with your family, financial freedom, and learning the pillars of wealth that will change your life and generational wealth to come, I'm going to invite you to do our program for 7 days for free. The 120-day challenge has changed over 5,000 warriors' lives worldwide, and we hope to be yours next.
Warriors, let's get your together. Let's go.